And looking at People's 8, does this reflect the area where you saw Conrad Murray as you looked in through those glass doors?
That is correct.
Where did you see Conrad Murray?
I saw him in this general area, sir, leaning over.
Okay, and for the record, you've pointed to what would be the second floor, the railing area that looks down onto the first floor level. Is that accurate? And you said he was leaning over. Can you describe with more specificity what exactly you saw him doing?
He had his both hands. I recall he had his both hands on the rail, and he was leaning forward, looking down. And also, I'm sorry, Kai Chase was down at the bottom as well.
Okay. So you've described for the record, you put both hands, indicating both hands on the railing, with Conrad Murray leaning forward, looking down to what would be the first floor area?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. And when you saw Kai Chase at this same period of time, where was she?
She was in this general area, sir. In this general area here.
Okay, and for the record, in People's 8, you're pointing to the rearmost vantage point of that photograph back toward what we're seeing as down in the backyard. Is that accurate?
It was further this way. It was closer to, let me show you. She was standing closer to where this, I believe this is a grandfather clock.
Okay.
She was standing in that location, sir.
Okay, so would it be accurate to say that was about midway then, from this vantage point, about midway between kind of the front foyer area and the rear glass doors, about midway was where you saw Kai Chase?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. Kai Chase was Michael Jackson's chef?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Looking at this photograph, sir, People's 8, if you were to proceed through this front area and go to the rear toward the backyard doors, and prior to getting to these backyard doors, if you went right, as reflected in the photograph, would that be the kitchen area?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So after making these observations, Conrad Murray upstairs leaning over the railing, Rosalind let you in the front door.
Yes, sir.
And what did you do?
I proceeded to go into the house, and then I told Michael Amir, I'm inside the house. Okay. And then he proceeded to tell me, okay, now run up the stairs.
Okay. And those stairs, are those reflected in People's 8?
Yes, sir.
Could you indicate those stairs with the pointer, please?
Sure can. These are the stairs, sir.
Okay. And you've indicated to the left, as you described, then would be just behind where Rosalind and Paris had been.
That is correct.
Okay. And those spiral up and go up to the landing area where you had previously seen Conrad Murray?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. And you went up those stairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were still on the phone with Michael Amir?
Yes, I was.
As you proceeded up the stairs, at any point as you proceeded up the stairs, did you see Michael's son, Prince?
Yes. Getting to the landing of the second floor, I recall seeing Prince walking the opposite direction of him.
Was he upstairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you proceeding quickly at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you got to the upstairs landing area, did you see Conrad Murray anywhere?
Yes, I did. Once I was reaching the top of the stairs and I came to the landing, Dr. Conrad Murray was coming from a hallway towards the bedroom.
Okay. Let me show you a couple photographs and a diagram. First, let me show you People's 20 for identification. You recognize that, sir, as the top of the stairs as they reach the upstairs landing area outside the bedroom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you, from this photograph, People's 20, if you were to indicate where Conrad Murray had been seen leaning over, looking down at the first floor, I understand it'd be off the photograph, but would that be over here to the right of the photograph?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now showing you what was earlier marked Peoples 19 for identification. Do you recognize that, sir, as a diagram of this general second floor area?
Yes, sir, I do.
In Peoples 19, in the lower left corner, is this the stairs as they meet the landing as you just previously identified in Peoples 20?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you came up on let me ask you this, in Peoples 19 then, would this also be the railing area on the lower left corner where you'd seen Conrad Murray looking down onto the first floor?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. I think we could resume with the lights, please, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Sayer?
Unless it is. Can you still see it clearly enough?
Yes, I can.
Okay. As you came up then onto this landing area, as you've described, where was Conrad Murray when you first saw him?
When I saw him, he was walking in this direction from this area here, sir.
Okay. So you've indicated as you look at Peoples 19 then, looking at the diagram, he would be coming from the right side of the diagram, the left side area, which is indicated on the diagram as landing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just ask you about this diagram briefly. These other areas that are identified to the right, this area identified as retreat, do you see that?
I do.
Okay. If one was to proceed from the landing through what is marked retreat, do they reach a spiral staircase as indicated here on the diagram?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. And if you were to proceed through down that spiral staircase, would you come out into the kitchen?
Correct.
Okay. Now, as you come up this diagram, come up these stairs and come to the landing, to the leftmost portion of this diagram where these doors are indicated, do you know what room that was?
I believe that was Mr. Jackson's room.
Okay. And you say you believe, you didn't go upstairs very often, did you?
No, sir.
Okay. How many times in 2009?
I would say about two times, and that was to let his hairdresser up.
Okay. So that's about 2 times in approximately 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But it was your understanding that to the left here was Michael Jackson's own personal bedroom?
Correct.
Okay. And then, again, just proceeding with kind of describing the diagram. As you come up into this landing, I want to ask you just briefly about what is identified as foyer, second bedroom number 2, this small hallway into bedroom 2 closet, and bathroom. Is this area identified as foyer kind of part of this bedroom suite, if you will?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as you enter this foyer then, where there are doors, where I'm indicating this area between the foyer and the actual bedroom, is that kind of an straight into the bedroom?
That is correct.
Okay. So going back to your to what you observed, as you came up the landing and you're still on the phone with Mr. Williams, you indicated Conrad Murray was coming on the diagram from right to left, and you said toward the bedroom. Which bedroom were you referring to?
To that foyer area.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And were you also proceeding in that direction?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. What, if anything, did Dr. Murray say to you at that point as you're both kind of converging into this same location?
When he saw me, he said, Alberto, come quick.
Is that what you did?
Yes, sir.
At this point in time, did you have a better understanding of the seriousness of the situation, at least from what you're observing or from the words of Conrad Murray?
Yes, sir.
And your phone call with Michael Amir.
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Whereabout do you think you were when you actually hung up the phone from Michael Amir, if you know?
Well, I was already in the landing, so I must have been in this general area, sir.
Okay. And were you walking toward the entrance here that goes into the foyer?
That's correct.
Okay. Who proceeded in to the foyer first, Conrad Murray or yourself?
Mr. Conrad Murray, sir.
Were you directly behind him?
Yes, I was.
Mr. Alvarez, showing you People's 21. Could we resume with dimming the lights?